In order to learn about anti-Semitism, it's actually a deep theological study in Judaism. Let's go back to just one example, which is an archetypal example, and that is Pharaoh in Egypt. Pharaoh is threatened by the Jews. And the reasons don't matter because, as Rabbi Zatzal says, what matters with anti-Semitism is that it's a mutating virus. It latches itself on to whatever is most important in the cultural world that we live in today. So what does Pharaoh say to deal with those pesky, annoying Jews? He says, Hava nischak malo, pen yirbeh. Let us deal wisely with them, lest they increase physically, lest they increase spiritually, lest they grow stronger. That's sort of a code word for all sorts of maneuvers that anti-Semites have engaged in throughout Jewish history, from just trying to destroy, God forbid, the Jewish religion, the Jewish people, the Jewish state. It doesn't matter. There's always this wisdom to it. It's very rare to find a pure admittance of just, we hate Jews. There's always a reason attached to it, an association, even though then it's nothing more than a deep-seated, subconscious, irrational hatred. That doesn't mean Jews are perfect, and that's a whole other discussion. And what happens? The ka'asher yanu oso, and the more that the Egyptians then chose policy, then chose anti-Semitism, then chose persecution, God forbid, Kain yirbeh. The more the Jewish people grew strong, the more they got stronger spiritually, physically, the more they become great. V'chein nifrotz, and they spread. And of course, God forbid we should have anti-Semitism in the first place, but I think that what people need to know, the Jewish people need to know, is that the only response to anti-Semitism, of course it's to call it out and to try to fight it and advocating for the Jewish people, but it's not a negative identity that really will keep the sustaining Jewish people alive. It's the response to anti-Semitism which drives Pharaoh mad and drives everybody mad. And the Egyptians came to dread and loathe the Israelites. Why? Because that's how they responded. They responded with positive affirmation of life. And as Rashi says, kakotzim hayu beinehem, that we were thorns in their eyes. That's what really gets them. That's the response to anti-Semitism. That's the response to all of this stuff. It is grow stronger, increase your Jewish wisdom and your Jewish connection, because this is the deep secret of Yisrael Chai, that Reb Shlomo is the best commentary on. He made up the tune to that song. Yisrael Chai, Od Avinu Chai. What are those words? Yisrael Chai, the nation of Israel lives. Od Avinu Chai. Our Father is still alive. Hashem is still alive. The Jewish people are alive as long as there is Hashem in the world. As long as Hashem is Od Avinu Chai. As long as Hashem is alive, the Jewish people can't go anywhere. But we have this deep-seated love for life and our wisdom and our tradition and our values and our mission from Hashem, because we have a bris olam, an eternal covenant. Of course, I hope Jewish people internalize this and realize the power, the greatness, the light of who we are. Don't ever forget that. And people that hate, please devote your energies elsewhere and please God. May they stop and may their schemes be completely dismantled and destroyed. Why are we so strong? Uvacharta v'chaim. That's the Jewish soul choosing life. Choose life, Hashem says. Eretz HaChaim, the land of Israel is Eretz HaChaim. We're a people with the land of life, serving Kel Chai, the God of life, and with Torah's Chaim, with the Torah of life. Everything we are about is about life. Life, 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 life. L'chaim, we say when we drink. L'chaim, to life. Our sages teach us that it said, pain yirbeh. He was worried, like we have to deal with them wisely. Pain yirbeh, lest they grow strong. What does the Shem say? You wanted to do pain yirbeh? You were worried about us growing? Pain yirbeh. Yes, we will grow. Yes, we will get stronger in our search for life and our love of life.